A dramatic escalation in the Middle East in early March 2026 has sent shockwaves through global energy markets, pushing prices sharply higher. This raises fears of a prolonged crisis. Brent crude surged 8 to 10% to $78 hachijuni. Peterbareru. European natural gas prices exploded by 38 to 50%. This happened after major production facilities in Qatar and Israel were forced offline. The biggest concern is the effective shutdown of the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow corridor vital for global oil supply. Commercial tanker traffic has plummeted by over 80%, and war risk insurance has been withdrawn. Iran has threatened vessels, creating what traders are calling a functional blockade. Energy infrastructure has also suffered physical damage. Saudi Arabia's Ras Tanura refinery was struck by drones, forcing a shutdown of its 550,000 barrels per day capacity. Oil production in Iraqi Kurdistan has been largely suspended. Analysts warn that if this conflict lasts weeks, oil prices could easily surge past $100 per barrel. The natural gas market is facing even greater turmoil. Qatar Energy, a major global LNG supplier, halted production at 2 sites after drone strikes. Israel also shut its largest offshore gas field, Leviathan, cutting exports to Egypt. Europe is particularly vulnerable, with gas storage levels significantly lower than in 2024. Prices could double to 80 euros, 100 euros per MWH. If disruptions continue, this is a situation traders describe as unprecedented. The crisis is also severely impacting global trade. Freight rates for large crude carriers hit an all-time high of $423,000 per day on March 2nd. Many vessels are now rerouting around Africa's Cape of Good Hope, adding weeks to delivery times. This also adds thousands in extra fuel costs. The aviation industry is under immense pressure, as about 30% of Europe's jet fuel supply passes through the Strait of Hormuz. Airline stocks have dropped sharply due to rising fuel costs and airspace restrictions. Central banks are increasingly worried that these surging energy prices could reignite global inflation, potentially forcing them to delay much-anticipated interest rate cuts. In response, OPEC announced a modest production adjustment of 206,000 barrels per day starting in April, but they are not yet deploying their full spare capacity. The International Energy Agency is considering releasing oil from strategic reserves, though the United States has not committed, suggesting officials believe the price spike might be temporary. Markets are currently pricing in a significant fear premium. If the conflict de-escalates quickly, prices could stabilize. However, if shipping through the Strait of Hormuz remains disrupted and LNG supply stays constrained, the world could face oil above $100 per barrel, doubled European gas prices, and renewed global inflation pressure. The coming days will be crucial in determining whether this is a short-term shock or the beginning of a new global energy crisis.